Hi, Justin here, reporting to you from Brisbane, Australia. This is actually my first video in English, so I'm very excited because I can talk normally, natively, like a native. Anyway, this is just a quick video. I'm just having a break from some Italian study, and I thought I'd just share my views on, just share some general advice for learning a language. It's one of the things people ask all the time when they come up to me on the street asking for an autograph, and they just want to know some general advice. No, I'm just kidding. They ask for selfies these days. Just kidding again. Anyway, so general advice. Maybe you've always wanted to learn a language, or you learnt some in high school, primary school, whatever it may be, and you want to get back. Start now. Start today. It sounds obvious. One of my favourite quotes is, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. So start. Duolingo, a great app. Plenty of apps. One fallacy, common thing that gets thrown around is that adults can't learn languages, or it's much harder for adults to learn languages than it is for a toddler, a young child who's growing up with parents who speak the language, and whatever the case may be. It's not true. Adults are pretty smart. We've developed our systems for learning, for studying, and we can implement those. And we can also, this is just I'm spitballing here, but I believe if we look at how children learn, why can't we do the same? When people say that children are like sponges, it's because they're watching cartoons all day, sometimes. And these cartoons are in a very simple language, and they're learning new words through these cartoons. So why not do that as an adult? I've been watching Peppa Pig on the bus. So yeah. Commit. That's another very important thing. It's probably, learning a language is probably one of the hardest things you'll do. It'll take years to master. You can become conversational in a few months, easy if you commit, but years to master. And it's no matter what level you want to get to, you have to commit. You have to commit the time daily. Another thing I like to stress, pardon the pun, is to be stress-free. When you're learning, you have to focus 100% on the language. You have to dive into the world of the language, and that's important. You can't have other things going on in your mind. Your whole mind has to be focused in this language, whatever level you are. If you're just learning vocabulary, basic objects, focus on those words and don't let anything distract you. Some slightly more specific advice is to translate everything. In the shower, look around the bathroom, translate objects, or talk to yourself about what you're going to do today, and to see if you can, and then you know what you need to learn or what you don't know. Surround yourself with the language. So, I'm sure you've heard that the best way to learn a language is full immersion in the country. And it's probably true, but it's not the be-all and end-all, by no means. Think of kids growing up with parents who speak multiple languages. They're in a different country. They're still learning the second language because of the parents in the house. And in this day and age with internet, there's everything online. So, for example, I listen to 24-hour news channels, not for 24 hours, but I just turn them on every now and then. SBS Australia has many different languages on their website, radio programs and news bulletins. I'm sure you've seen the TV guide for SBS, and there's half-hour blocks of just nearly every language you know. So the website has them on demand. Radio, of course, and books online. Audiobooks, podcasts, you name it. If you have good internet, which I assume you do because you're watching this, there's no excuse. There's no reason you can't surround yourself and be immersed in the language. And songs, of course. Songs are a tricky one because, I'm sure, like me, there are songs in English that you can't understand. They speak so fast, the colloquial, whatever the case may be. So, it's a bit tricky to learn through music, but I know some people can. I've translated a few songs and learned some phrases off those. You just have to find a singer that you're comfortable listening to and you can understand clearly. And I think I've exhausted my list. Say everything, just always be translating. For the first few days, weeks, months, you'll be exhausted. Your brain won't be used to it. It's a new experience. And just the fact that you're studying so much, hopefully, means you will be exhausted, but that's a good thing. And that means you're learning. And it'll be slow going, but it'll be worth it. Anyway, that's been my general advice for learning a language. I'm Justin, and I'll see you again in the next video. Cheers, guys.